Welcome everybody to a little bit of a special video, something I cooked up just right now because of the state of the world that we're in right now. Everybody's staying inside. Everybody has to live the life that I love to live myself, which is being introverted, staying inside, watching movies. So I decided I would put together a list of some suggestions. I've seen a lot of people in my social media feeds looking for suggestions of things to watch and things to do during this time. And I hope that this reaches not only just the audience that we have on the channel, but other people outside of the spectrum of movies that may not delve too deep into them all the time. People that are looking for something new. I hope I can give you some suggestions for things that you may have never heard of, never seen. Open your eyes and delve into something you've never been in touch with before. That sounded really douchey. So I went through the three major streaming services and found a bunch of suggestions to go through: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. So what I'm going to do is just go through each of them, give you some of the suggestions I've come up with, and hopefully this will give you a little something to spend your days keeping you entertained. So why don't we start off here with the big one. Alright, so with Netflix we have Marriage Story, The Irishman, My Witch Stories, Apostle, Outlaw King, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, Breaking Bad, El Camino, Love, Great British Baking Show, Mindhunter, The Staircase, Jim and Andy, The Vietnam War, City of God, Ferris Bueller, Private Life, The Witch, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Slow West, Dolomite Is My Name, There Will Be Blood, Good Time, Magnolia, Serious Man, Rosemary's Baby, The Lobster, Mystic River, Hell or High Water. Alright, let's slow it down a little bit. Okay, so the first few here are a bunch of original Netflix films that I really suggest. They're all different in their own way. Marriage Story, The Irishman, those are some of the best films from last year. The My Witch Stories is another film from a few years ago. Apostle, Outlaw King, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore are all very good as well. A couple shows here. Breaking Bad, obviously, if you have not seen it, I recommend it. It's the perfect time to watch it now, along with the end movie, I guess you could say, El Camino. Love is another one I suggest. It's a show that really portrays the awkwardness and kind of strangeness of relationships in this day and age. Great British Baking Show, a fantastic, happy show that will just make you feel good 10 times over. And then Mindhunter, a very bleak and depressing show that will make you feel sad 10 times over. A few documentaries here. The Staircase, which is a great crime documentary. People love those crime docs, I know. Jim and Andy, which touches on Jim Carrey's performance in Man on the Moon and how he got into the mindset of Andy Kaufman. In the Vietnam War, a very in-depth, long documentary, but it's one of the best ones I've ever seen. City of God, a foreign film. It's very good. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a classic 80s film if you haven't seen it. Private Life, not for everybody at all. It's a very touchy film, but it's good. The Witch, I suggest to anybody, even though it's not for everybody. Great horror film. Couple westerns here. Ballad of Buster Scruggs from the Coen brothers. Slow West is another good one. Dolomite Is My Name, Eddie Murphy's best performance, I think. There Will Be Blood, Good Time, Magnolia, A Serious Man, Rosemary's Baby, all kind of bleak and really good dramas and all different in their own ways. The Lobster, which is another drama in a way, but it's also a weird, awkward comedy. Mystic River and Hell or High Water, both very good films. Okay, moving on to Prime. We have Honey Boy, which is Shia LaBeouf's writing debut. It's loosely based on his life, and it's very touching, very sad. Mid-90s, great throwback to the 90s, directed by Jonah Hill, and it's just great. It's great. Clue, who would have known that somebody could have made a funny movie that's actually good based on a board game. Sex Drive, over-the-top comedy that I love. It's just so goofy and so quotable. And then we have a bunch of dramas here that are very good. The Farewell, Warrior, Hereditary, The Pianist, Conversation, Lars and the Real Girl, which is a role that Ryan Gosling had never done before and really hasn't done since. Awkward comedy. Light of My Life, directed by Casey Affleck, also stars him. That's very good, along with Manchester by the Sea, which is also starring him, which is a tragic movie. Overlord, over-the-top zombie, Nazi zombie film that's kind of like a throwback B-movie type of thing. Some older films: Roman Holiday, Ordinary People, The Exorcist 3, I was genuinely surprised by how good that was. Annihilation, Mud, The Squid and the Whale, another great divorce film. Return of the Living Dead, which is a kind of satirical zombie film. That's just another goofy, over-the-top thing. And then some TV shows, Boardwalk Empire, which I love. The Newsroom, which is very good, and then Curb Your Enthusiasm, which will get you through a bad time. Lastly here, we've got Hulu, the one I use the least, but it's got some pretty good exclusive stuff on it. The Art of Self-Defense, awkward, Napoleon Dynamite type of comedy. It's just strange and weird and funny. Hunt for the Wilder People, Taika Waititi, another one of his great Zealand films. Super 8, great throwback to the 80s. Feels very much like a Steven Spielberg film. Cabin in the Woods, I recommend this to everybody. You think you know what this is going to be, and then it takes a left turn. Eyes Wide Shut, Kubrick's last film, very good. Good Will Hunting, The French Connection, National Lampoon's Vacation. Shoplifters, a foreign film that's very good. 50-50, probably my favorite Seth Rogen film, I would say. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it as well. A couple of movies from out to the States. Monos, Wild Rose, The Nightingale. Don't watch that with your child. Standoff at Sparrow Creek, and one TV show that I recommend to everybody. It's a great comedy that will get you through a bad time. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I recommend it. It's not free anywhere that I know of, but I recommend you check out Contagion. It's a perfect film for what's going on now. Other than being absolutely terrifying, it's a very good film. And I recommend you try and find that one somewhere. So that about wraps it up. I just want to give some suggestions. I know that a lot of people look for stuff to do. A lot of people aren't naturally introverted and are dying being inside right now. So I wanted to give people something they can find and do, and hopefully find something new that they never heard of, or opens them up to try new things. So let me know if you have any suggestions for me. Always love to find a new movie. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you next time.